Yeah, that's right. It's nothing but Netflix. And it's me, your host, Chappell, back again to talk to you about another Netflix reality show. This time, we're going to be talking about Sneaky Links. Yes, there's a show called Sneaky Links Dating After Dark, and it premiered today on Netflix. And we're going to talk about the premiere. And with me to talk about the most toxic show Netflix has brought to the table yet, my toxic fave, your toxic fave, my partner in crimes, Spicy Sasha. Sasha, what's up?
We're here, all right. We're making the night calls. It's time. Are we gonna be together? Are we gonna go our separate ways? We don't know, y'all. It's gonna be a wild time. And I just felt like if there is unfortunately a show made tailored for us,
Yeah,
it's this one.
this is the one. This is the one. If you are listening to nothing but Netflix, and obviously, we love to keep track of the hottest things on Netflix, but definitely the hottest reality shows. And when I got the notification that Sneaky Links Dating After Dark was coming, I was like, all right, let me break glass in case of emergency. I gotta get Sasha on this one because I just felt like we needed to have some people who were experienced with sneaky links, and I'm gonna carry that. I'll be the experienced
Yes.
one. Sasha will come here with the data because she knows these couples inside and out, and she's gonna help us navigate as we talk about the premiere, and we're gonna preview some of these hot sneaky link couples. And it's really hard for me, Sasha, to call them couples because I don't know if that's technically what you would call these people. They're just sneaky links.
Couples as in like situationships. They're the you're
Situationships.
there.
Yeah. Oh, so how would you describe, like, if you had to define a
Mm-hmm.
sneaky link for us, Sasha? How would you characterize that for the people who are not familiar, right?
I have zero. Never been, guys, obviously.
Never.
Never. But but I would say a sneaky link is someone that you're afraid. Okay, it's vampire rules. We
Okay,
don't take them out in the sun,
that
right?
part.
We only meet them at night, and meet is even a strong word. It is club is closing. I wasn't able to secure what I needed to secure, but I do have some
Uh-huh.
people in my pocketbook. So let me just hit them up. And most likely they feel kind of similar to me in that, like, we're both just kind of like, yeah, we're both across seeing each other across the club. Nothing else is going on. Why not? So that's a sneaky
Mhm.
link. It's someone that you wouldn't claim, someone that just it's not Mr. Right, it's Mr. Right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. If you have never experienced a sneaky link like Sasha and I have not,
Never. We're
then
good
you
kids.
you probably don't know this. But sometimes you are going out for a night on the town, you're having a great time, and like Sasha said, you can't really secure the type of interaction you would like with whoever you're interested in, but you have this old reliable, somebody that you can count on to maybe just keep you some company when the time comes. And that person doesn't they don't come out and like, we don't take them outside. The people don't have to know about it. It's on the low low, but you go, you interact, you handle each other's needs however they are to be met, and then you go about your day and you go back to your normal life. Now, sometimes people have sneaky links while they're in other relationships. We don't condone that.
That's fine.
Um,
Don't be
yeah, we
silly.
don't condone that. But listen, everybody ain't gotta be in all your business all the time either. And so that is the premise of a sneaky link. If you just got somebody that you like to hang out with, no strings attached normally, this is the show for you. And in this particular show, I heard the title Sneaky Links, hit up Sasha, and then I went to go watch the episode. And we're led to believe that we have these singles, right? 12 singles who are looking to make meaningful connections. They're trying to hang up their whole phases and move on to something else. But they are actually going to get put through the biggest challenge of their lives because while they're trying to go date and find other people and potentially find something real or even just a hookup, they are going to be confronted with their sneaky link. So, Sasha, this is the worst case scenario, right? You have a sneaky link. You're not to be seen with this person in the daytime. People are not supposed to know about this. This is just your little secret.
Exactly.
Why are they here, Sasha? How would you react if you saw your sneaky link in public? Let's just start there. If you were to run into your sneaky link in public, what is your reaction?
Listen, real G's know. You don't have to, you do not have to acknowledge, all right?
Nope.
Have you
Nope.
never been in a situation where you're at a party and your sneaky links show up?
You definitely just mind your business like nothing happened, but
You just
there
say,
are
"Wow, look at
levels.
the sky. It's so beautiful," even though I'm inside the club. Wow. Oh my god.
Right, but there
Amazing.
are levels. There are definitely levels to this,
Yes.
and you have to explore the ins and outs of like what is the proper decorum when dealing with your sneaky link in public. Do you acknowledge them at all? Probably not. But also, what if they're out there moving reckless in front of you? What if they're dating or flirting with somebody and you start to feel those feelings? The jealousy starts to seep in. Like I I can't speak on a lot of this, but I know my sneaky link better not be over there sneaky linking with nobody else in front of me. Not in front of my face. Sasha,
Ooh.
really?
Can I say
Can
something, like, controversial and
do it.
toxic?
Do it.
I Your sneaky link should always be someone that you're moderately attracted to, as in if they were to ever, jump out of the Pokeball, and you were, to never catch him again, you'd be okay. You'd be
You're
like,
okay with losing your sneaky link. You
that
can't
was
be
a
too
fun thing
attached.
I did." Yeah. Like, I don't think you can be super attracted to them. I think it should be like a Butterface situation where they just, like, do all the right things and hit all the right notes, and that's it.
Right. But
And
you would never take them seriously
no,
like never
like, I
before,
don't think
right?
you should ever, ever even remotely have a sneaky link with someone that you can have a conversation with.
Right.
I
Right. You
think
got
that'd be
to,
kinda stupid.
yeah, somebody you can't take seriously and you would judge yourself for even being seen with them.
Correct, yes. So if I see them, like, in public, which maybe it might could have happened,
Maybe.
it's to me, it's a fun game. 'Cause
Okay.
my toxic behavior is that, like, I'm into you until I get you, and then I'm not into you anymore. So to me, that's
Mm,
all part of the chase, and then
right.
I have to one up you, and I'm a
Oh
girl,
yeah.
so I feel
It's a
like it
competition
will
now.
always happen, and I think I will always win. But if you're the type of person that gets caught up, you can't have a sneaky link.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you are looking over there, you're starting to catch feelings like the sneaky link life ain't for you. You might want to separate yourself, work on you a little bit more before you get back out in the streets. Because these people, they don't only run into their sneaky link in public, their sneaky links are a part of this competition. And so they are going to be faced with the idea of there's a person that you obviously have a connection with, you're obviously attracted to them, and y'all have been sneaking around. But what if you were urged to pursue something with that person in a realistic way? You're now separated from the real world. It's just y'all here. There are a few other options here for sure, but you have to stare your sneaky link in the face and potentially even get to know them a little bit. And so that's where the drama is. And Sasha, I won't say I was surprised, but it was a little on brand for me for a lot of these sneaky links to be like, I don't really know her
Oh my
per
god,
se.
it was when I tell this is the hook of the show, right? Like, why should you watch the show? You're about to see mid people in their mid-20s and even 30s being like, "Oh, she has a soul. Oh, she's
Yeah.
actually a human, and all she requires is for me to have a conversation with her." Gasp. Breakthrough. Amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, we will get a couple people being like, "I don't know him. I mean, we've talked, but not really," or like, "I think he's
You shouldn't
dumb."
even, like, know their full name, if I'm being honest.
I mean, and we're gonna find out that many of these sneaky links do not. And so
Yeah.
we're Sasha and I are gonna break down the cast and kind of introduce you to the pairings. Um, and as we introduce you to the pairings, we will then talk about kind of like what other drama that they could have coming your way before we get into episodes 2 through the potential reunion
Mhm.
on the next week's podcast. So first up, Sasha, we have coming to the stage Samira and Manny, and she is 24, a sales associate or a sales and social media management professional, and Manny is a travel nurse. And they were one of the first couples that we see that kind of like realize that they know each other. Like I was like, oh no, they know each other. And they talk about how they knew each other during high school. They had like a little short fling. And every now and then they spin the block. They had a fling, but they keep coming back to that old thing.
Can you imagine, like, going back to your high school.
No,
Oh, no, sir. Like,
no.
they were stressing me the F out because I just kept remembering, like, oh my gosh, imagine going back to the person I dated in high school. They're great and amazing, no issues, but they cheated on me. So I don't need to be part of anything. And that's what it's going on with these two. No shade to travel nurses, but the stereotypes of travel
They be
nurses, which is
traveling.
what Manny is, wake up, Samira. Like, Samira, no, right? Like, this is not it. We can't make it happen. And they're an interesting pair where to me, they're the ones that feel like there might be more going on,
Hmm.
but they're both not ready to kind of take the plunge and give the worst excuse known to man, right? Because they both say, "Well, I like you, but if I like you too much, I don't want to ruin our friendship."
Whoo, that came right out of my playbook right there. That is one of my moves right there, Sasha. Because friendships are
Ladies,
hard
that's
to come by.
BS. If
Friendships
he
are
tells you
hard to
that,
come by.
get out of here. Men do not give one damn if they would ruin a friendship. They just don't want you enough.
Yeah, but like I do like you as a friend. I don't want to, like
Exactly. And that's fine. Just
yeah.
don't text me after 9 p.m. then.
Right, like shut it down. But these
Yep.
people are not shutting it down. They're addicted to each other. These are
No.
sneaky links, okay? They keep circling back.
10
She
years
said
is too much.
she says he feels like home. That is a 10-year statement. Like to be like, I see this person and they're like comfortable to me. It's because y'all been together way too long. Like this sneaky link thing has been going on forever.
Like, they're in a relation. They're just in an open relationship at this point.
I mean, that's really how it sounds. He says maybe she's even the one. And so
So toxic. That's exactly how they girls. Even if he says you're the one, you're not.
he said maybe. He said maybe. He left a little.
Exactly. Focus on maybe and not the one part. And she's
Okay.
like a little. She's lost. I feel sad because I want her to stand up.
Oh, well, we shall see what happens as we get through the
Mhm.
episode. But look, we got Angelique and Travis. Travis is 31, an account executive. Angelique is 30 and a law student. And she's the one who says, I don't really know nothing about this man. This is just a booty call. This is all it is. And she talks about how she tends to get hurt and she wants to know why he hangs out with all these other girls, but he's never really made a move to, maybe solidify their friendship. Like she doesn't know anything about him because he's not giving her anything. And then he goes on to say that the sexual tension between them is out of control, but he doesn't really take her seriously as a life partner. So, Sasha, what do you think about Angelique and Travis?
Yeah, a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm not like ruining anything. It's just because I think it solves itself at the end of this episode. I watched the season and then I went back to rewatch episode 1 and I forgot that they were the pair. That's how
Oh yeah,
irrelevant these two are. And truly, to me, the definition of a sneaky link, because they said, "Oh, we have no relationship, we have no anything. I don't even know like what he likes or dislikes." So they both, to me, give like we definitely don't like each other, but Angelique is just a little bit of a lover girl in that she's like, "Well, maybe, but why not?" Da, da, da,
right.
right? Like, I don't know that she's actually into Travis. It feels like he always has more options than she does, which is why I think she gets a little bit caught up with him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right. She definitely is a lover girl, and we will see some of that in this episode as well. It's funny. They talk about how they met, and of course, she's talking about how they never had a emotional connection, but apparently she tried to hit on his friend and that didn't work. And so she like bounced over to him and he's, Travis is down for
Community
whatever. And
property,
so
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and look proudly at that. So no
Mhm.
judgment, of course. And
No.
so so that's how they became sneaky links. And as Sasha said, and you'll see in this episode, very quickly, it seems like they're ready to move on to some of these other sneaky link options.
Yeah, and again, they're very funny to me. I actually enjoyed them both on the show, so that's all I'll say without a spoiler, but they were fun.
Uh-huh. another part of this relationship that is going
Mm.
to make sense here to talk about. We meet Avery and Colt. Avery is 26 and a tech recruiter, and Colt is 32, a sales consultant and model. Now, Avery from Nashville, she talks about how they are basically like friends, but it never went any further emotionally. She's like, he's a hookup, but he's not really marriage material. But to me, Sasha, Avery, she's a lover girl. She's kind of already looking around and trying to be like, all right, you might be an F boy, Colt, but maybe I can find something else. And he is seemingly looking for someone too, because he has eyes for Angelique, it seems.
Yeah, at first, Avery gives like, "Oh, I could change him. I can unpack his baggage."
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, thankfully, she removes herself because he's not into it at all. Colt is like, he's not our final boss when it comes to F boys. You and I, in our podcasting career, have
Uh-huh.
met many an F boy.
Yeah.
And what's his name from Martha's Vineyard is still number one.
Uh-huh.
The Kappa, I forget his name. But
Nick,
Colt yeah, yes. But
I think so.
Colt is like no, not Nick, the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, Colt is the like the tier 3 of F-boy, where they're breadcrumbing you just enough for you to be excited by them, and their demeanor is very kind and
uh,
nice, while, they're hugging you with one hand while they're, rubbing up on someone else with the other hand. So Colt is the type of person you definitely have to keep both eyes on.
he's like a below deck bosun, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, it's like where it's like you see what you're getting yourself into, but you there's a nice guy in there somewhere. He's just hidden under. She says 9 layers. He said on a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 9 on the F boy meters, Sasha.
Yeah, and I would say no, because he's a pretty honest in the rest of the show about how he feels. So to me, it's like he must like smell so good and probably have some like crazy aura. Because to me, from the outside, you see, him for what he is, but I can see how you can get caught up with like the looks and the way he speaks to people. So I need these women who are just as attractive as him to stand up a little bit when it comes to Colts. But you'll see why.
Yeah, and she says she really didn't take him seriously until now because he is definitely doing the F boy tactic of being like, "No, I'm ready. Now I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. This is it. Like I'm ready. I came on the show to find love. I want to show you a different side of me." But he's also looking over at Angelique and being like, "Maybe I'll show her a different side of me," because he has eyes for Angelique, and she looks like they have bonded as well. So very early on, we have a potential different couple forming in the realm of this show, despite the idea that their ex or their sneaky link is basically standing right there in front of them.
Yep. And Colt again is gonna be center. Like he's gonna be driving the show.
Yeah, he's gonna. You can tell because in this episode, and we'll get into it. We're gonna
Mhm.
get a lot of information from him very soon. Another person who is a standout in this episode, Brandon, and his sneaky link, Nicole S. So the first thing we learn from Brandon is that like this relationship is tense. This is not your typical high and by sneaky link relationship. You can tell there are some feelings there. It's not necessarily love. It's more like annoyance. And I don't know, Sasha. I feel like you don't get those feelings from people that you don't like. And so there are some, they need to unpack whatever's going on between Brandon and Nicole. Nicole
Do
S.
you Nicole and Brandon give me very much like we get so angry that, we let off our anger,
Right.
physically. Uh,
Uh
but Brandon then kind of forgets about her, or is kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, whenever you're back in town, I'll like think about you again, out of sight, out of mind. And Nicole, I think, is the type of person, which I feel like I can be sometimes, where you're so irritated by someone that you can't stop thinking about them, but it's not because you're into them. They have just frustrated you so much that you got caught up in the tornado a little bit.
oh yeah, for sure. She talked about a time where she flew across the country to see him, and like the whole time he was just messing with other girls. And she's like, yeah, we weren't dating, but he knew I was in town. And the whole time he never once stopped, messing with other girls. His constant flow of women is a red flag for her. And she doesn't want to let her guard down. But yeah, throughout, you can tell whenever Brandon is talking about hooking up with people or, them being a sticky, she is so irritated because I think she just wants to hit him and be like, why are you being rude? I think that there's a way that you move with your sneaky link where it's respectable. Y'all move in the nighttime, but you can still be cordial and nice. But he's kind of treating her like, she on the hit list. And she kind of, I think I'm getting the vibe from her that she feels like, oh, good, at least treat me like a person. Like don't just like use me and then move on to the next person right in front of me. At least have some dignity, have some decorum.
And he's the big like epiphany, like women are people too person.
Yeah.
Like this is a poster boy for I should just treat them like regular people.
Yeah, because while they're talking about like, it's easier for her to not keep her feelings involved and stuff like that, he's like, I'm still looking for someone blonde with fake boobs. So
yeah. I mean, how are you a nightclub owner at 27?
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he moves quickly in more ways than one, apparently. He's very 27 is a relatively young age for sure to be an owner of a nightclub. But he, again, this guy wastes no time doing the things that
listen,
he wants
you
to
and
do.
I in our nonprofit 20s could never.
No, God, no, we were not making this kind of money. Sorry, it wasn't a thing. But yeah, Brandon seems like you can already tell that there's going to be some drama surrounding him, which, okay, that's what we signed up for. We come here to see the drama. Let's talk about Zoe and Kyle. Zoe is 29, a fashion brand owner. What you get? Owner? So cool. Material research and sourcing specialist. And then Kyle is a photographer. Now, their relationship seems very friendly. At least in this episode, right? It's like they met through a DJ, they got drunk, they hooked up, they have like a flirty relationship, they get drunk, they make out. This sounded very familiar. It's just like, oh yeah, I was just at the whatever. You were there, I was there, we were drinking, da 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 da. But she says they always get to like a line and then they back off. And he tells her that she's just scared. She's scared to put herself out there for him. What is your read on Kyle and Zoe through one episode?
Yeah, this is the like Zoe treats it as a sneaky link, right? Like doesn't really want to get to know him, isn't really about him. And to me, it feels like Kyle's like, no, but I like you. You're interesting. Let's figure this out a little bit more.
Yeah, he's hitting her with like, why not? It's like, okay, but what else are we doing?
Like, why?
right, exactly. There's a connection.
To me, she sees him pretty corny. Like, I don't know, just the vibe is off.
I kind of agree. I think that to me, it feels like you were saying earlier, she's not that attracted to him. But when she's drunk and she's having a good time, he is also somebody who could get drunk and have a good time, right? Like it's like we can serve this purpose for each other, but I'm not necessarily into you romantically. Like you're just not my type. But like if I'm drunk in the club dancing, you're a good person to be drunk in the club dancing and making out with. Like that's to me, that's what it was happening. And again, this sounds very familiar for me.
And friends, this is exactly what you should be doing.
This is come in there. So I was like, am I Kyle? Like, so like I'm just saying,
you are not Kyle, you liar.
I've been Kyle for somebody.
You're
look, sometimes you can be both. Okay. Depending on who you with.
That's fair. And you know what? We'll never talk about the times where Kyle.
Yeah, you don't admit to being the Kyle. You just like, I've been the Kyle. Look, you saw me. You saw me the Kyle. Remember that one time?
No, it was a lie.
You saw me in my Kyle era.
But listen, good friends don't let each other be Kyles.
You definitely stepped in, and I appreciate that for sure.
You did try to fight us, but it's okay.
Well, because I could tell. I was like, let me be Kyle. Look, Kyle ain't mad about being Kyle. He's just like, put me in the game.
Yeah, you know what? And shout out to Kyle. We need more for Zoe's to thrive. We need more Kyles in the world.
You got it. It's about balance. It's all about balance. Next up, we have another Nicole on the show. I hate when shows cast two people with the same name because I'm thinking you cast this wide net and you always land on people with the same name. It's so funny to me, especially on Netflix shows. But we get Nicole V, a training director. She's 28, with Logan, a personal trainer and armed security. Now, Nicole V, she wants to run away from this. She's like, I'm not into it. This is not what I'm doing. He says
Nicole is
maybe.
so me. It's actually
In what way?
just avoiding, right?
Yeah,
Just ostriching, just being like, if I bury my head in the sand, it will go away.
yeah, she's not having it. She's trying her best. But she was in her feelings a little bit, and she almost looked like she wanted to leave the show in this first episode. I don't think Nicole wanted to play this game with her sneaky link.
I think she seems to be the type of person that's like actually likes the premise of a dating show and wants
Right.
to be dating people.
And not,
And
exploring something that she
Logan is
right.
what she feels like she's stuck with a little bit.
Yeah, they end up talking at one point. They kind of reset and talk about the possibility of exploring what they have and, considering maybe working things out. But yeah, very early on, it seems like she has a perception of him that this is just not a thing that's going to be able to happen.
Mhm.
It's Logan's job to kind of almost like prove her wrong that he has the ability to be somebody she could take serious. Because they had a fling once. It was supposed to be fun, and it looks like they just never separated after that.
And you'll get the full story later, as to like what actually went down. It's a plot point, so I don't want to ruin it, but what we get the reasons, and it's kind of funny, kind of like gasp, because I feel like you see people in different light, and I can't see Logan as armed security because he's so sweet and
He's
pooky.
so cool. Yeah, he's so chill, like very like
Yeah.
mild mannered.
He must have
Um,
another side. And you know what?
yeah,
Maybe show the armed security side to Nicole. I don't know. But not in a scary
maybe,
way.
maybe. So we
Don't
get
bring
a
the arms.
challenge.
Yes.
We end up getting a challenge. And the challenge is it's not even really a challenge. I think later on in the season we get some actual challenges, like competition wise, but this is just more like an icebreaker. And it starts off with we're just going to understand how each of you approaches relationships. And the goal is to be honest. Okay. If we can start with honesty, then maybe we can start to work through why the two of you can't work as sneaky links or what it is that you're looking for in a partner and how can you find it. So they asked Sasha, what is your toxic trait? Sasha, I ask you, when you were dating, when you were in your era, what was your toxic trait?
I am literally perfect. Like, it's just these men were never lining up.
Okay, so number one, liar is number one, clearly.
I think I'm a ghoster. I'm a ghoster.
Oh, that's my life. That's my ministry.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is why we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my toxic trait is that if I find you to be stupid or not worth my time, it's over. Like, it just, and that's like even as a friend, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just if I find you to be like beneath me isn't the right answer, but if I just find you to be like dumb and give me that's my ick, then I can't. Like, I don't like stupid people. I like people that actually can have conversations. Even if you're a sneaky link, like I don't want a dummy. Like, please. What's yours? I know
Uh,
it, but you tell me.
well, I'm definitely a ghoster. I'm one, but I have a list, honestly. I know
Yeah.
this about me. For one, I don't take anything seriously. And so like I'm definitely like the girl will
For the
always hit
right
me with like
person, you do, but yes,
right, but it
overall.
takes a lot. It takes a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
I definitely get the like, you think everything is so damn funny. It's like, yeah, I do. Like I kind of do. Like
Totally,
if
I
you want
get
me to
it.
go there with you emotionally, it's just not going to happen a lot. I'm an awful texter. Awful, world's worst texter. Give me the badge. So like communication wise, I love to talk on the phone. I love to talk. Like you get me on the phone and we can chop it up for whatever. But if you texted me, you're not gonna keep my attention. Also, I'm a flight risk. Like
That's
Sasha
what I
said,
would say is your
I,
biggest. Yes.
oh yeah, Sasha and I have talked through plenty of my experiences, and a lot of times it ended up with like, so I left, so I'm done, and she's like, oh well, you have it. No, I'm good. No, didn't call her back. Sorry.
Should I share what I do? Y'all, special behind the scenes about Chappelle.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
literally sometimes, if I think that he's really into someone, I don't ask him about them because I'm scared I'll spook him.
I'm a flight
So I have
risk.
to put together context clues.
Like, well, I didn't want to say nothing, but I think you like somebody. I'm like, what do you what do
No,
you
I
know?
can't say that because then
Yeah,
it's over.
we've definitely had those moments before. So yeah, and look, I know this about me.
Yeah, I think that's your biggest. Yeah, you're a flight
Yeah,
risk.
I'm a
I
flight
think
risk.
you're very much. I'm done playing with this toy.
Yes, and yes, yes, yeah, yeah. I would say that. And it's to me, it's not like a toy. It's kind of like I'm happy by myself. Like I really
Yes.
am. Like I'm not one of those people who's looking for my missing piece. Like that's not a me thing. So it's like if you can keep my attention, then like yeah, let's do it. Let's hang. But if it's like if it becomes a hassle and it's like
Yeah.
encroaching on the me stuff, it's like you gotta have something like super like you gotta be very engaging to get me out of my like I am whole. You know, like that
Oh,
part of
yeah.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, self-confidence come through.
and we have seen it. Okay, Sasha, we know that it exists. We have seen me out here down bad. The people who are outside, they know. But we've seen me down bad in the streets, and I've now recovered since that. But yeah, not looking currently, but yeah, definitely just know that
Don't
if it
slide into Chappelle's DMs, question marks. Just
yeah,
kidding. Do
don't
it.
do that because I value our friendship so much. So anyway, a couple of the other toxic traits we hear about: social media, self sabotage, being hot and cold. I think it was Avery who says that she can call. No, Angelique who says she can call the same person over and over again.
Yeah.
That you want to, if you want to scare me off, if you want to spook me, blow up my phone. Please call me 8 times in one day. You will be the last time you ever hear from me.
But what
Like
if
that.
I'm drunk?
Leave a message. Leave a message if it's real. I one time I got drunk,
But we're
Sasha.
millennials.
Yeah, exactly. One time I got drunk, and this is years ago, right? So this person doesn't exist anymore. But I got drunk and I was out. It was the night before Valentine's Day, and I had a date the next day in Dallas. So I drove to Dallas, and I got really drunk and got like effed up, and I wanted to talk to the girl that I was dating at the time. Even though like it was obviously like night, like I was like 2 o'clock in the morning, like I'm back in from the club, and I get on Snapchat, and Snapchat had the those filters,
Yes.
and it had the Valentine's Day filters with the like sweet tarts that said like "Be Mine" and shit like that. And I got on there and I just like bared my soul, like, and not like in like a like emotional way, but just kind of being like, man, I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, blah blah, like drunk, eyes closed, crying in the club, that kind of vibe. And then I passed out and went to sleep. The next day, I woke up to so many notifications because I did not send it to her. I put it on my Snapchat story and I tagged her in it. And I
You
woke
went
up.
hard launched.
I don't know why I did that. And so when I woke up in the morning, I was like, damn, I got all these notifications. And the person I was staying with was like, well, you was up last night making Snapchat videos about that girl you going on a date with today. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? So yeah, you posted on. I was like, oh my god. And so I had to delete it. She did not respond. So I was
Oh,
like, okay, she didn't see it.
she's not a real one.
Oh, she definitely saw it. She responded in person when I went to go pick her up for the date. She was like, so what was that about on Snapchat? So yeah.
I would die. Good for you for going through with the date.
I did die. I died, but I was already there. Like you kind of have to just go. Like what do you do? Get out of my car.
I'm not going
like,
on the date. You're better than me.
Ma'am, you have to get out of my car and leave. I have to go die in public. No, so I cannot judge people for getting drunk and drunk dialing. I will say that. I can't. All that to say is like, yeah, if you drunk dial a little bit, I can't get too mad.
I get like superpowers when I'm drunk.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like I have held 2 different conversations with 2 different sneaky links at the same time during OU Texas, if you know what I mean. And I could not do that sober because I all the time, this, send text to the wrong person.
Yes.
But drunk me has been able to like, and you have different relationship with each sneaky, each friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was able to somehow like keep it like separate and not mess up the text. And I
Queen.
don't know how I did it to this day.
Yes, queen, queen.
And I
So,
remember being drunk enough and being
mhm,
like, "Wow, I'm so smart. Like, how am I
like, look at
doing this?"
me. Yeah, look at me cooking.
Yeah. And they to this day don't know about, like, each other. It's wild. So, that's the only, like, good thing I've ever done.
Okay, okay. Another question we get: can single guys? I'm gonna say single, but can
Yes.
single guys and single girls be friends, like platonically? Sasha, how you feel?
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I feel like people who cannot be friends with someone platonically, and like single people platonically,
Yes.
they need to mature a little bit. I think that like you got to start to look at people as whole people and not just like sexual objects, or romantic objects. Like people bring more to the table than just that, even if they're of the opposite or whatever desirable sex you or gender you are looking for. You know, so like to me, I'm like
How are you
that's not a
gonna go
hard
to
question.
Puerto Rico if you don't have friends of the other gender?
Right. What are you doing? You know, y'all missing out, blocking your own blessings. Next, Sasha, would you end things if you with your sneaky link if you saw your sneaky link was hooking up with someone else? In particular, specifically, if you're in this situation, you're on this show, your sneaky link is there, and you see your sneaky link making moves on somebody else, would you end things?
Yeah, goodbye. I will
Never.
never be anyone's
Never.
second, like, I don't even it happened to me once, but I believe that I come off. I'm a Cancer, I'm a double Cancer, so I think I come off as very, like, love a girl and sweet, so this person felt comfortable
Mm,
telling me where they were right before and why they were late to come to my house, if you know what I mean, and I
yeah.
said, "You gotta leave. Don't ever talk to
Yeah.
me again."
Like, oh yeah, I was just kicking it with homegirl. Oh, really? Yeah, you can go.
Mind you, she lived right under me. The
Oh yeah.
chutzpah. Um, to be fair, he did end up asking me out the next week because he said, "Oh, shit," like, I realized. But that's the exception, not the rule. Like, to me,
Mhm,
that gives me the ick. Like, I think we have talked about this, where
mhm.
if I see someone do it I don't have to see it, right? Just don't ask, don't tell when it
Right.
comes to stuff like that. But if I know, then it's done. Goodbye. Yuck. I don't compete.
Yeah, same. That's the thing with me being a flight risk. It only takes so much to scare me off, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
You're
you
not
got other
like
stuff going on,
risky.
fine. Yeah, like I know I am. Manny from this show says
Yes.
that if Samira hooks up with someone else, he wouldn't even be able to let it go. He's like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't like that. And the show kind of paints it like he tripping, but I think we team Manny on this one. Like, don't be hooking up in front of me, you
And
know?
we see Samira later
Uh
getting
huh.
bothered, by Manny talking to
Uh
other
huh.
people. Like, her body language, she's just like, "Well, why am I here? Maybe the earth will open up and swallow me." So, it's giving both of them are similar.
Yeah, which is something that they probably need to unpack, but I'm sure we'll get into that as we talk about the rest of the show. And then this fourth question: what is your body count? Which is a ridiculous question to ask people in general. But I wanted to flag this up because Brandon says 60, and Nicole, who is completely disgusted with this man, says, "Yeah, multiply that by 3." And I was
Well,
like,
she said 60 since last night, right? Or I think Manny
"Right."
says that he just started having sex.
Yeah, and she like 60 times 3. She doesn't have nothing for this man. Like she's sick of him.
I really think that she's so annoyed that he consumes her. And like, it's giving like thick line between love and hate type
Uh-huh.
shit. But ugh, like it's just I think Colt gave the right answer, right? He's like, I'm not gonna answer that. Like, I'm
Right.
good. That's a level 3 F boy where and Angelique really enjoyed that answer. So I just feel like Brandon saying 60 is just giving he has no idea how to actually like juggle, but he gets away with it because he has charisma, he's good looking enough to make it happen.
Yeah, and he knows that she's obsessed with him because the more
Yes.
annoying he is, the more she like wants to like almost like to tame him or just to get him to act
Oh,
like he
yes.
has some sense. Because she says he's not giving her any attention, and he knows that she craves it. And I was like, lady, Nicole S, come on, man, he got you beat. You can't be like that, man. You at that point you gotta get in the game. If he gonna act like that, There's other
That's
guys here.
so beautiful. Like, that's what was stressing me out is that, like, a lot of these girls, eventually, in this whole season are, like, pressed over whatever, and I'm confused because look at the material. You are beautiful. You're literally smart, intelligent. Like, speak well. You're charismatic.
Uh-huh.
You have a good personality. What are we doing? Behind if he doesn't want me, that means everything's wrong with him.
Right. It's like, oh, that's your out. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to
This is
use
why you
that to
shouldn't
go
mess with
pursue.
real pretty boys. Ugh.
Yeah, he's too sure of himself, to
Exactly, I
where it's like
don't spoiler alert, don't date people like that, and especially men. Like, first of all, if we go out and actually have to try to look nice because of how, like, naturally good you look, goodbye. No.
so we start getting some of these pairings mixing up a little bit. We will see Travis and Zoe talk, and she kind of goes and asks him like, "So what are you into?" Because I think she's insinuating that like maybe you don't like black girls, but he's like, "No, no, no, no. Like, look, that's the first like people say that about me, but I am, and I was thinking about coming and hollering at you too." So we do get a little bit of a connection there. Samira is watching Manny date from a distance, and she is, like you said, she's not loving it. She doesn't want to see him with anybody else. It's like she don't
Mhm.
want him, Sasha, but I don't want nobody else to have him either.
Correct. I do feel like, again, when they had their one-on-one, she was, like, pushing him, right? Like, "We haven't found anyone, ha, 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 because maybe we want each other. We haven't done this, ha, 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 because, maybe we're into" whatever. To me, it was giving she's trying to drop the hints, and I don't know, and like I said, maybe he is into it, but, isn't there yet. But either way, girl, he's not picking up what you're putting down. So we got to pivot. But with Zoe and Travis, there might be something. Sparks may be flying.
Maybe a little bit. So we get our hosts, Chloe and Spicy Mari, which I love. As someone who podcasts with us, my own Spicy Mari, I
Yes.
get this. They show up, and it's time for the link lowdown where it gets real. And they're supposed to open up to each other about the process. And they start asking questions like, hey, do you think that you're being emotionally available? They asked this to Nicole and Logan, who both say they're working on getting there, but no, they're not, they're not there at all. Angelique and Travis are talking about how Angelique takes jabs at Travis, throughout the
Mhm.
she was like making slugs at him this whole time. And he's like, I don't mind. Sasha, this feels like your energy. Because you be talking shit. To be clear.
First of all, how dare you? I
Oh,
never
yeah?
do.
Okay.
I'm
Get Karthik
very
on the podcast. Get Karthik on the podcast.
You know what? No. And that's why I marry strong men. Like, I would never marry someone weak. Yeah, it's just I think that Angelique is a certain type of person, and it takes a certain type of person to enjoy that personality.
Uh-huh. He
And
says
I
it's a
think
two-way
that's
street.
positive. That's a compliment.
Yeah. It's a two-way street, Sasha. It's like you got to be able to dish it out and take it. Now, if
Yeah.
you can't be talking shit about me and then you can't take a little playful banter.
I mean, I cannot, but
You're like, I will talk shit and I will not accept any shit talk
correct.
back.
But the thing is, like, I usually am pretty lethal. So, like, it ends in, like, a fight. It's
Yeah,
not like
we don't play those games.
yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. So then we
Thank God
have
I'm married.
yeah, you done good, kid. You done good. So then we also have a new challenge, and we are bringing in a phone. That's right. They're going to have the ability to have overnight calls. Now they're living in this hotel, and each of them has their own room. But now with this phone, they have the ability to call and do whatever they want with that phone. They can call and set up a sneaky link. They can
Mhm.
call and flirt. They can do whatever, but they get the phone overnight. So Brandon is already saying, I want to have sex soon, but based on the phone, because the phone can help me get there. But I'm also trying to change a little bit. Colt is already trying to get to the phone though. Like he's
Oh,
like,
who can I call?
Yeah, he's the lover boy. Colt here is like, I need to get to the phone. And we know he already has eyes for Angelique. And so we do kind of get this moment where he's kind of toying with the idea like, should I call her? Should I not call her? And of course, he does. And so, episode 1, we got a sneaky link up between two non-sneaky links. You know, we got some mixing and matching going on.
So funny because we knew, right? Like it was setting it up where they're obviously into each other. Something needs to happen, but who's gonna make the move? Is he gonna call Avery? Is he gonna, try and be a good guy? No, the Colt is Colt, and again, he's gonna drive the show. And Angelique is into it. She's matching the energy. And I love the cutaway, right, of them literally rolling around in bed together and Avery being like, it's fine. We're going to talk tomorrow and it's all going to be good. And he's physically with someone else while she's maybe still entertaining it.
Yeah, this is like my worst nightmare. To be like, I
Delete
think
the
we can do
footage.
this. Yeah. Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Would you lie in this situation if you were
Would-
like Avery? Would you be like, I don't care? He
Well,
doesn't.
she doesn't know. She doesn't know
Yeah,
yet.
but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, so like just lie out of default, right?
Yeah, like the odds, right? Of like, I can't get caught.
Oh yeah. I
Stupid.
think you're right. I think you have to come into this situation and just be completely walled off outwardly. Like
Yes.
maybe like inwardly you're like dealing with like, okay, I like
Mhm.
it, I don't know, I want to fix it. But to the cameras, you're like, I'm here to sneaky link, okay? If I
Yeah.
want to give him some time, whatever. But like I ain't here trying to fix things. I don't even think about Colt. He could never. And then in your head, you're like, all right, what, maybe if I can
Exactly.
lure.
That's what I think.
Yeah, because now you gotta wear your clown nose and your clown shoes and your clown makeup and your clown wig. Cause you saying, I think I can make this work. And he is rolling around in the bed with the girl who just said, I'm intimidated by Avery. And I said, oh, she's got you. The two lover boy, like the lover boy and the lover girl linked up. And it's like Hancock, that lady in the Hancock, like they just like they link up out and they just
Yep.
like the force is
Yep.
too strong with them
Yes.
because it was like it's literally what it was. Like the two flirtiest people they know have a connection. They get to the phone and then she's like, "So what, you want me to come over there?" It's like, "Oh, yeah, sure." Next thing you know, they're in bed, they're rolling around, they're kissing, all that stuff, and then they start, of course, because they're the lover boy and lover girl, talking about their feelings. I just don't want to be blindsided. Oh my God, I would never blindside you. Like I could never do that. Oh my God, kissing, making out, rolling over each other, blah blah blah. While Avery is elsewhere making confessionals about wanting to take this seriously and make things work. Sasha,
While he's literally blindsiding someone else.
yeah, blindsiding
Knowingly or
somebody else.
unknowingly, but still.
I mean, definitely knowingly. Like he knows that he's blindsided her. She don't know he's hooking up with this girl right now. He don't know that.
But he knows what he's telling her.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
what he's telling Avery and what he's telling Angelique. Like he is no dummy.
No. But we got some drama because again, she said Colt is hookup material and not marriage material anyway. So she can't be that beholden to it. But we've already discussed this. The rules aren't the same with sneaky links. Okay, I can be mad about it. And what about it? Sure, I don't want you to be
But
with
then
somebody else.
own it. Right?
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, I'm a hypocrite. Yeah, I don't like him and I don't want him out with other people, but I also don't want to be out with him.
Right.
I think that would be fun for us as viewers to be like, this freaking hypocrite. But let's get into it. We can it can be drama.
Uh-huh. You gotta own it.
Yeah.
I think you gotta own it. I think you gotta stand when you're dealing with sneaky links and like these kind of like toxic relationships. Sometimes just stand in your truth. Just be like, nah, I'm bad. I'm toxic. Like when I didn't stutter when I said that I was a flight risk. I knew it with my whole chest, and I'm bad at texting. And I don't actually. I'm not looking for anything. Like you gotta get to the point where you're like, yeah, that's me. That is me. And when I'm ready to change that, I will. And so for her to sit here and be like, yeah, I don't think he's hookup material. Like, I don't think he's marriage material. I don't think he's serious relationship material. But now you can't go back and be like, but okay. but I
But
really
I'm gonna
kind of want to.
try because Spicy
Because
Mari said so.
right, because
So
it sounds like he getting. It sounds like he packing you up. That to me. To me, it sounds like if
yes,
y'all are in
same,
the competition,
same,
you're
and I
losing.
hate that for my girls, you know? I don't want that.
So it's safe to say that City Boys is up, Sasha.
No, because Travis is down.
Okay, Travis is down. You're right. Look, we're
We're
one
even right
episode in.
now.
We're one episode in. The score is
Oh, and
tied.
Logan is down bad.
Yeah, Logan is down bad.
But
Yeah.
so is
So
Samira. So I don't know. I think we're
yeah,
even currently.
we're in the midst of it all, Sasha, and we will have to come back next episode of Nothing But Netflix to talk about the finale of this 2 through 10 episodes 2 through 10 of Sneaky Links. All of it should have dropped by the time we come back because Netflix
Yes.
just like to ruin my life and drop all the shows at one time instead of spreading them out. But we will be back to talk about it, and then maybe to on next week's episode we will discuss who won, how bad the City Boys beat the City Girls. We will talk about that next time you come back, Sasha.
City
But
girls
until
hold
then,
up. Get out of here.
we shall see. Sasha, what else you got going on in your world?
Yes, of course, I have Mess Magnets, which is a pop culture vibes only celebrity gossip podcast. So check that out with Kirsten McKennis on messmagnets.com. And yeah, that's all I have. I might have something more going on, but we'll see.
Okay.
When things are out, they'll be out. I'll just say that. So yeah, some fun
Ooh.
things coming. Yeah, but thank you again. I feel like it's been years since I've been on nothing but Netflix.
It's been too long for sure. We had a good thing going with our
I know
Sex
when
Lives of
Rob was
College
like, "You're
Girls.
on all the time."
Yeah, you were definitely one of my go-tos, but I'm so happy to have you back, especially talking about toxic shit like this. And so hopefully you all enjoyed our Sneaky Links premiere preview recap podcast. Tune in next week as we discuss the rest of the show. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback and check out the Recap Kickback podcast where we're over there popping the balloon. Chantel and I are still talking about Pop the Balloon live on Recap Kickback. Mari and I were joined by Tamika from Entertainment in Color to talk about Forever, episodes 1 through 4. And then this week we have episodes 5 through 10 or 5 through 8 coming soon. And so make sure you check that out if you liked Forever. If you're a fan of Netflix shows, this is definitely a show to check out.
Good.
Yeah, check it out over on the recapkickback.com. Go to recapkickback.com/subscribe to join that podcast. And then, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to nothingbutpod.com to subscribe to our podcast feed for Nothing But Netflix and follow at Nothing But RHAP on Twitter and on Blue Sky. That's it, though. Sasha will be back next week.
Link stories also.
Ooh, if you really real,
yes,
give us a sneaky link story in the comments. I'm just saying, if you real,
comment
I'm not,
or at Blue Sky. Let us know.
Yeah, our YouTube comments are.
You.
Oh, maybe we'll talk about it on next week's podcast. So leave us a sneaky link comment in the YouTube comments, and we'll read it on the next podcast. But yes, good idea. Sasha and I will be back next week. Make sure you tune in to Nothing But Netflix to keep up with all of that and more. We'll talk to you all next time. Peace.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.